And it is Monday.
Again.
Good Monday, everybody.
Yeah.
You're way too cheerful, Martin.
I don't know if Joe's joining us today.
Well, we want a live audience.
I have not heard from Pope. I hope he's doing okay.
Did they keep him at his job?
Last I heard, that he was still working there. I don't know how he's doing. I hope he's doing okay.
I do too.
All right. So it's morning, and it's Monday, and I'm super energized.
Yeah, I can tell.
You were up forever yesterday. But that page is really coming along nicely.
A lot going on. So Gambit's here. Good morning, Gambit. Oh, we got 3 people watching right now. Good morning, good morning, good morning. We're going to be talking about The Gorge today. It's a new film, came out this year for
On Valentine's Day.
Yeah. And if you check your brain at the door, it's an enjoyable film. I enjoyed it for what it's worth. I saw some of the people that we like didn't like the film.
Because they didn't check their brain.
They didn't check their brain at the door, because this is not like a film that you should put a lot of thought into. Clearly the writers didn't, so why should the audience? But in the end, I think they overthink it too. Like Critical Drinker really overthought what they were doing here. And he's somebody I admire and listen to, and I agree with almost all the time. But on this one, I think he overthought it. It's just, this is a odd film, and if you like, he was like, in order to run this each side of this gorge, you're going to need multiple people involved. And it's like, well, actually, you have redundant systems there, and the real job of the people being there is just to make sure the equipment's working. And
restock the mines and shit.
Yeah, they're just restock, make sure everything's operating. It's really odd, some of the premise of it, the necessity of having somebody watch the gorge. When I first saw this, I'm like, is this hell? Is the gorge the gate to hell? And it's, like Adam and Eve, it's the job of one man and one woman to watch over this thing. I couldn't figure out why that was important. And so if you begin to really ponder those things while watching this film, you've misunderstood what this movie is about. And
don't take it seriously. It's not right.
Step back, take your brain out, set it down, and just sit down and just watch the film. And I chilled out and I watched it and I laughed. I thought it was a lot of fun. It was. It's a romantic film with the hints of comedy in it. And there's lots of little things that are interesting, which is that this was a test site during World War II. And when the Allies were considering the option of using chemical biological warfare.
That they found in a Yahtzee laboratory.
Yeah.
They made it. And they just decided to take it there into the gorge that has to be like, what was it? More than 300 meters deep? Because the fog can't rise higher.
500.
It's so dense. 500, okay. But I find
Hey,
the
look who's
idea
here.
interesting. Hey, John.
Morning, John. Morning, Snort.
Hey, Snorty. I find the concept interesting to base a biological weapon on DNA. And there's three different components. The red one has human DNA, the blue one has plant DNA, and the yellow one insect DNA. And only mixed together, they create that dense fog that causes people to mutate within 5 days. It's pretty horrible, actually, because they somehow keep being alive, but they're dead inside. They're just creatures, monsters.
Yeah, it's almost
Yeah.
like they're echoes of what they were. They're not really them. They're created by the trees and by other things within this that are alive and mutating, and it's just really weird. Zach Dean is the guy who the screenwriter behind this film, and he's notorious for writing movies that are kind of fun, but at the same time, if you think too much about you've already spent too much time on the film. He wrote Deadfall, which was like Eric Bana and Olivia Wilde. He wrote The Tomorrow War, a film again that's not really that intelligent, but a lot of fun. He wrote Fast X, and this film was kind of like voted later into what's referred to as the Blacklist, as an annual survey of the most liked motion picture screenplays not yet produced. And it's been published every year since I think 2005, and basically created by Franklin Leonard. He's a development executive for Universal, and he votes the most liked scripts or spec scripts. And Zach Dean wrote what's referred to as a spec script for this. And it was one of the most liked screenplays of 2020. But in March of 2022, Scott Derrickson, who's one of the guys that like made The Exorcism of Emily Rose, he made Sinister, he made The Black Phone, and he was also worked on Doctor Strange back in 2016 for Marvel. Derrickson was set to direct and produce the film alongside Skydance Media. But in August, Miles Teller was cast the star as serve as one of the EPs on the film, which I tell you again, and every person that knows anything about the film tells you, producers are some of the biggest names in a film that don't actually do anything. It used to be important that your executive producers were guys that helped bring money into the film, or often brought the money into the film, but they serve a lot of strange things now. And now you gift a producer, executive producer. The line producer, on the other hand, is somebody who's essential in the making of a film, because he is the guy whose ass is on the line to get the movie made. And that's why there's always that joke of the line producer, his ass is on the line. So basically, when Miles Teller became part of this, he became a producer on it. And then later in October of 2022, they got a hold of Anya Taylor-Joy. She was like, I think the third actress considered for the role.
Second, as far as I know. She was second choice.
Yeah, because first choice was, what's her name? Oh my goodness, I just forgot her name.
I forgot to. Shit.
She was the cute one in Scott Pilgrim with the brunette hair, the adorable girlfriend that he's going after, that actor.
Oh.
And
Yes,
she was,
it was McGregor's wife.
yeah, she was number one for the role. And in many ways, I think she probably would have done an even better job in this role, because she's so good at that action stuff, which I didn't think she, was important, because I think she's really cute and she's a good actor. But anyway, she wasn't able to do the role, so they brought in Anna Taylor-Joy, who I think is good. Honestly, I don't know how she pulls it off because she's wall-eyed, but she's pretty, and she nails the part.
It gives
And
her a
she
very
managed-
interesting look.
And of course, another actor that was part of this all the way along was Sigourney Weaver, because she came into the project in 2023. So the film includes a scene where the characters bond across a gorge with the two playing chess. And it's funny that Anna Taylor-Joy is the girl that starred in The Queen's Gambit, which is the show that made her career. And Teller is drumming in the scenes when they meet. And of course, he's the star of the film Whiplash and is actually a drummer. I don't know how great a drummer he is, because he made some drumming in that movie look really, really hard. That isn't hard. It's like when he's sitting there and he's trying to do quick hits on the fucking bell part of the ride. I'm like, that's really fucking easy to do.
Well,
he's like sitting there straining and sweating, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? That's a simple triplet rolls. But anyway, it's just
he learned drums for that role. So
well, they were saying when I saw that he had already played drums before coming in film, but had to be reintroduced to it. Is what I read. So anyway, it's not important. He can play drums. So Teller and Taylor-Joy. It's like Gary and Gary.
Just say Levy and Drasha.
Teller and Taylor-Joy have said that the scenes were written before they were even cast. So that makes that really odd. That was, something that wasn't changed just for them. So filming for this show began in 23 in London back in early 2023 at Warner Brothers Studios in Leavesden, where the tower interiors were built on a stage. The Rama River in Norway served as the location for the forest and gorge exteriors. And I'm not even going to try to pronounce this because most words in Welsh are not pronounceable.
Oh, don't try.
If you look at the letters. If you look at the letters, it sounds nothing like the way it's spelled.
That is one fucked up language.
And it was also filmed in Azé, France. Visual effects were done by DNEG, which I've always, whenever I see that name, I think of De Laurentiis, and I'm like, why is it reminds me? It's because Dino De Laurentiis production group, and so it's DNG. And can you remember, I don't even remember what the N stood for in De Laurentiis production company. You remember that logo at the beginning of movies by De Laurentiis? It's DNG, and I'm like, well, I don't remember what the fuck the N was for. Anyway, DNEG and Framestore did the production and visual effects for the film, and the creature effects were all pretty much CG. There are people in suits that were filmed over doing a lot of the what do they call it, motion capture. So anyway, the film was released for a premiere at AMC theaters at the Grove in Los Angeles back in February 13th, the day before Valentine's Day in 2025, with the cast and crew in attendance. The film was subsequently released for streaming exclusively on Apple TV Plus. For some reason, they made the decision not to do a mass release because there's a lot of fear in Hollywood, and it was said again last night on another one of my favorite channels that said, look, studio system is dead the way we knew it. It's dead, which Keith and I have been talking about this since 2019. The studio system is dead. And the COOF pretty much was the nail in the coffin for them. So whatever exists after 2019 in the studio system really is it trying to evolve in a way to where it can survive. You will never see full offices at the studios anymore. In fact, it was really funny when you saw I just forgot the name of the company, AT&T, when they took over Warner. All the footage that we would see of the Warner offices, they were 90% vacant. You remember that?
No.
I
Was
didn't
that 2
see
years
that.
ago? 2 years ago.
Are you sure that we're vacant?
Mhm. They were vacant.
Wasn't Walter hiding there?
Walter was in one of those offices going, "Hey guys, hey, I'm
Hello.
still here. I can do things. I can do correlation. I'm better than a machine." So, yeah, that's one thing Walter Amato was good at was doing collating.
Must have been lonely.
So,
Hungry, did you say?
Yeah.
and by the way, the film kicked the other film released by Apple Plus that same time was Wolf, starring George Clooney and Brad Pitt. This movie kicked its ass in viewership. So I think that's kind of cool. Don't say what to, wait a sec. What not to say to Andre?
I think my comment about the fucked up language, but that was about Welsh, not Norwegian.
Yeah, not Norwegian. It's about the
I
Welsh.
say that having a Welsh step grandmother, okay? I know
Scottish
the
isn't
language.
much better. The Scots, in fact, even the great Scottish comedian fucking makes fun of the Scottish not knowing how to spell anything. That when you hear the name of the road, township, or what have you, that it sounds nothing like the way it's spelled. And it's the same thing with the Welsh.
But at least Gaelic doesn't have so many unnecessary letters. The Welsh really overdo it.
But
Where do we have
yes,
the video?
Mary Elizabeth. I love Mary Elizabeth Winstead. I really do. I really do. I think she's adorable. I think she's a lot of fun in film. And actually, the thing that pissed me off when somebody said that the girl from Scott Pilgrim versus the World was the girl from that movie is going to be starring as Captain Marvel. I thought Mary Elizabeth Winstead, and I'm thinking, oh, she's got the butt for it. Yes.
What?
And when I saw one photo of her, I went, she's blonde. I guess that's her. I'm like looking at her going, oh, okay. When she posed in the costume reading a comic book, the very first public shot she did for Captain Marvel. And I thought, oh, this would be great, And but then it was like somebody says, no, not Mary Elizabeth Winstead, the other girl from the movie. I went, she's not the star of the movie. Mary Elizabeth Winstead is the female star of that film. And then my heart broke, and then I hated what's her face ever since for not being Mary Elizabeth Winstead, because that's who should have played Captain Marvel. And she really does. She has a very nice butt. Yeah, fuck that word, Sander. Fuck that word.
Yeah.
Oh, is that
Fuck
a real word?
That word. Yes.
What does it mean?
Fuck if I know.
Probably a village or something.
It's probably, I'll tell you this. It's probably means the pubic hair of a youthful dragon. That's what that
Ew.
word means. Yeah, Brie Larson. Fuck that bitch. I can't stand her.
Why? She's so personable and adorable.
Shut up, Martin. I haven't had any coffee yet, so you can shut up. No, I know you don't feel that way. Yeah, she's just, God, I can't stand her. And she can't act her way. She's one of those people that couldn't act her way out of a paper bag, as somebody said. Like, I said that years ago about O.J. Simpson. This is back before the murders.
Wait a minute. He did a great job with Norbert.
It's kind of a dumb role, so the acting isn't required. Comic timing isn't important because the comic timing is everybody around him. Yeah, how come that doesn't surprise me? Yeah. So, but anyway, I thought that the cast did a terrific job in this film. I like both of them, and she's pretty for being wall-eyed, and seriously, she's really wall-eyed. It's like if somebody went, "She's that wall-eyed," I would go, "You're a fucking liar."
She is.
It's either that or you're
is,
fucking blind. You're either blind or you're a liar, because
She is,
she's
but
very
still
well,
very pretty.
but somehow
I won't
really
go-
pretty. It's so odd. It's sort of like Betty Davis, because you look at Betty Davis and go, if you take each part separately of her face in sections, she's very unattractive. But when it's all working together, she was really something else, man.
Especially with
Synergy.
the short dark hair, it really suited her, because in reality she has long blonde hair. I was really surprised to see her in an interview. The dark hair looks much better on her, and the cut does way more for her face than a ponytail.
Now, one thing I did find interesting, and I wish they had played more on explaining the aspect, is that basically the people who get put out here have to have nobody really back home.
Yeah.
And it's sort of like, they want somebody with some military training so they're able to operate and do all the work, but at the same time, somebody that the world won't miss when it's over, because nobody goes home from this job. And which is kind of a great big fuck you, which is really what makes this group clearly an organized crime kind of situation, because that money never goes anywhere. It's money that's promised to them upon completion, but upon completion they die. So these soldiers are never paid.
But to be honest, the moment they are getting the briefing, you should know I'm gonna be killed after this, because nobody knows about this.
Yeah, how come I've never heard about this anywhere ever before? Not even on whispers.
Check your brain.
The moment that
Yeah, no, I like that. I actually liked that, because if they had stopped and really thought about it, they wouldn't have taken the gig.
No, they would leave. The moment they get the briefing, okay, I'm leaving the shit.
Yep. And but anyway, so this is where, again, you check your brain at the door, because if you don't, they do agree to go to these places. These people keep taking this job because it's an insane amount of money. But the first thing I go, why is it so much? And it seems like such a boring fucking job. Why is there? So, and that's why when I saw the promos for this, I thought this was going to be about the gates of hell, and that they got to keep demons out. But again, one person on each side. Maybe that's a rule that one male, one female. When I saw the trailer, you and I watched the trailer. Remember, I brought that up. Maybe this is about like the Adam and Eve rule. That would have been interesting to me. But
I remember how surprised
went
we
in a different
were.
direction.
Okay.
Yeah, when they're down in the gorge and find out, we were like, oh, so this is it. And it was kind of mundane.
Oh, this isn't about hell at all. This is about humans fucking with nature and then having to and at first you're like, why haven't they just bombed this into
because
nothing?
Then people would know about it.
Well, this is because they're still using this stuff.
Yep.
If you pay attention to the story, they're
trying to make super soldiers.
They're trying that, and what you don't catch, and this is what Critical Drinker missed, is that when they receive that medication on the flight there, when they're put to sleep, they got the antidote.
Because
they
already
can't
have
be infected. They've already created the antidote. And if you're paying attention, you catch that at the very beginning, that even when they fell in the gorge and they're worried about how long they're down there, doesn't fucking matter. Nobody else can be infected by this stuff. So then you ask the question, why does this place even exist anymore? You don't even need it anymore. You're not using it for anything viable. Humans are dull. Hold on, put that back up. Humans are dull creatures, considering still about half of U.S. citizens still believe the established media. I would say less than half. I think it's right around 33%. Don't be mad. I'm not mad at you, Meth. No way. I love you, buddy. I'm sure you got shit to do. You got your own balls of shit to roll, as my brother would say. Everybody's got their own balls of shit to roll, which is a reference to what? Anybody? Anyone in the room? Anyone?
You broke.
Come on.
Your audio broke when you were saying that.
I said balls of shit to roll, like my brother would say.
Oh.
Which is a reference to something. It's a real thing. Anybody want to guess what that is?
No clue.
In the audience, anybody want to guess what that means? When you hear somebody says everybody's got their own balls of shit to roll.
Yeah, the only thing that I can think is a bong bug.
Dung beetle.
Dung bug.
Dung, as in manure. Dung.
Yeah.
Beetle. And yes, that's the reference. Because every dung beetle has its own ball of shit to roll. That's what that reference is. Which I always like that. I'm like, and my brother didn't even know that's what it meant. And I actually knew what it meant when he said it. And I'm like, well, yeah, they're talking about the dung beetle. Because every dung beetle has its own little ball of shit that it's got to roll.
Now, when you said that you were thinking about that, maybe because we never see who goes on the other side except for her, that maybe they are a man and a woman always on rotation.
Well, see, I always thought that might be what it is.
Wait. I didn't think about that until you said it, but I noticed that his tower is visually masculine, all straight line and big, with more volume.
It's called brutalism.
Her tower, yes, her tower is all round and more feminine in construction.
Yes, it's which, by the way, anybody who knows their history of architecture, brutalism comes from communism and fascism, which fascism and communism go hand in hand.
They like to say no, but yeah.
Yes, that's true. And I think they're really cool looking. The dung beetle and the rhino beetles are two of my favorite beetles in the world.
She starts the movie alone in that cave. Who knows for how many days has been there waiting for the mark. And I cannot.
Yeah, that's what they are. They're marks. Yeah.
I cannot help to think that she must be feeling so wrongly.
Yep. Well, I put that on the thumbnail for a reason. Which, if anybody didn't read that, let me put that back up for a second. I put him back on it because I just love
let
Kim Jong-il and him say, "This movie makes me fear Ronery." I just thought that was funny.
It is.
And by the way, it's this film that made Martin's hair fall out.
Jesus Christ.
Oh,
not the chemicals in the movie, but the movie itself made his hair.
My hair hasn't fallen out for most of my chagrin because I want to be bald. That's why I buzz cut. So I am trans bald.
Trans bald. You're identifying as bald.
Yes. I'm deeply offended because the industry or hair products, they made so many shampoos and shit to prevent the hair of loss, the loss of hair. And what about people that do not want to have hair? Make something for us, please.
So here we go. This is the page I was working on last night.
Oh my God! Now he looks exactly like the real
Right?
guy.
And it's a fun scene too.
Dude, we have to have
This
him
scene,
again.
I'll bug him. Come on the show. I messaged him last night and sent him the drawings so far. I knew he would like this scene. He says, "Oh man, my stomach is really nagging me." This is narration. You hear the growl of his stomach. He says, then he looks over on the desk, his captain's desk, says, "A bowl of jelly beans." The captain was an old school Reagan supporter. Fuck it. I haven't had breakfast. And he just digs his hands into it, shovels it into his face. And then right as he's doing it, the door is opening behind him. And the captain steps in. "Okay, Frank, your request for creating a team on the Vigilante has been submitted." So, and then he's coughing up the jelly beans back into his hand because he put too big of a mouthful. And then he does a Mr. Bean and hides it in his pocket of his suit jacket. And the captain continues, "Go get me some proof and let's see if we can get you your task force." And he goes, "Shit, yes, sir." And then he says, "Do you think you could do some witness interviews?" He goes, "Yes, sir. After I do all that paperwork you were telling me to get done this week, get out now." So he walks out and his partner comes up behind him. "Where to, partner?" He goes, "First stop, emergency visit to the dry cleaner." "What for?" And he goes, "Don't you worry about it."
I like that.
Because I like throwing in a little comedy with my stuff. Good old Shane Moore.
Oh,
I
that
like
scene
that
is
shot
so
of him
sad.
too. Oh, with the her father mentor.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's her father. And he's telling her that he's incurably sick. So he has set himself a date when he's going to end it. And there's nothing she can do to persuade him.
Oh, and he's giving a hint of why she was chosen to that duty. She got photographed by a drone during a mission, so they are basically getting rid of her. Their superiors.
And what was Miles' reason? I forget.
Oh, nothing at all. He was just, as he said,
Is somebody
expendable with no
disconnected?
ties. Yeah.
Yeah. See, I don't know how she pulls it off, man. She's wall-eyed, but so pretty. By the way, this face here, that is my buddy Carlos. I've been playing Xbox with him since 2005, and he's also on my Facebook list of closest friends. He's the one I told you about whose daughter died back in, I think, 09, 08 or 09, died in an accident. And I don't know how he pulled through. I really don't. He has other kids, he had a wife, but I'm just like, oh my God, I would just be so fucking devastated. And he was devastated. But he also said hanging out with me helped him a lot because I would just help him forget shit and I would just fuck around and kill people in the game and mock them. I'd talk like I'm mentally handicapped or a child, or I'd talk like an old lecherous old man, like what's his name from Family Guy.
Herbert the pervert.
But I actually talk more like the gay guy from her instead. It's not Herbert because Mac is the one that can talk like Herbert. I would just start talking. "Oh, hi, how you doing? What's your name, little girl?" "I'm a boy." "Oh,
Oh my
even
God!
better."
Don't.
"Oh, that's
Fred, you
even
gave me the
better."
grips.
I could get a kid out of a room because I fucking hated playing Xbox with kids. I wanted other grown adults. In fact, I really didn't like having females playing these games. It was distracting. But I was more allowant of that. But man, if a kid got in the room, I would fuck with them mercilessly. And I like kids. I can't stand them on in gaming, especially military games. It's like, what the fuck are you doing here? Your parents don't love you? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, especially when they're way too young for the game.
There's no
Damn, it
such
says
thing.
I'm Ronry. This is Ronry.
Yeah,
He's
sing-
Res Ronry.
No, he wants it really bad.
Yeah.
So here you go. Here you go.
I'm so lonely, so lonely, so lonely inside real Rome.
You happy now,
I
Gambit?
got to tell you, Trey Parker can sing. I don't know if you've ever heard his and Matt Stone's punk band DVD. It's DV. It's DA. Yeah, it's DVDA. It means double vag, double anal. Oh man, that's so punk. Come on, that is so punk.
Only guys can find that funny.
A lot of females do too.
They're weirdos then.
No, I'm not saying they're not.
You're
Well,
a
not my
weirdo
sense
too.
of humor.
Everybody here's a weirdo. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I'm so lonely.
Yeah, that's stuck in the head now.
Nah, I don't like that curve.
Hey, Gavin.
Is Santa here? Because he says hi to him. I didn't see him.
Of course.
Ah,
Of course he's here. And he says he preferred the Beatles.
he's learning what he has to do from the guy who was there the previous year. So, and they're radio check every 30 days. They really don't want much to do with this.
Well, they just have to report. As Gerry said, that they're only to reload the guns, replace the mines, and that's it.
And walk along the rim to check all the other guns and shit.
Yeah.
All the defense measures, all the mines, and all of that.
Because because the governments don't have much to do with it anymore. They gave it to what's the name, Dark Lake. That's a private company, and they are pulling samples and trying. Yeah, they're trying to make a super soldier, but the governments don't have much to do with that anymore, except for
Hey,
not pulling off the emergency plan of nuking the whole site, because then the world would know it's there, and they don't want that.
where's the Bakalaka Street video?
I don't know.
Yeah, I've been confused.
I think it's on the main one.
Things.
I think it's on the main films. I think that's where it's
I'm
at.
looking for it now, right there, and I kind of.
I don't think it's in the main shows. I think it's in the main movie one. So it'll be under movie matinee.
Whoa!
Yeah, well, at least I thought it was in here.
But we have the Scottish. We have to run one.
Did you find it?
No, but
Right.
let me run one of the Scottish one.
You can put the background on this one while we're in there.
Give me a second, please.
No, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna.
Do your job now.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I'm talking about a guy with a serious problem with authority. So that would
That's
help.
insubordination, Martin.
Now we know why you
That's
That's
insubordinated by nature. Okay. Let me run this because I freaking love this clip.
Oh, Artie, if he was a wee bit closer, I could lob a caber at him, kin.
Yeah.
That is so good.
James Kidd did both the father and son's voice, and he was able to do that dialect, and that just really impressed the director.
Dude. I can't find that clip. Oh, here it is.
I've got 5 terrace going southeast on Bakalakadaka Street.
God damn, I love that movie. What happened to?
What happened to what?
Oh, the viewport for the video, it went to 1:1 instead of 10:16. I'm sorry, 16:9. Indie, I don't know, man. This is
No.
guidance and Apple. That's not indie.
No.
Do you think Tom Cruise tried to to be the leading on this?
I hope he didn't, because I can't see that.
There wasn't enough running. So,
Right. That's right.
so one thing I find interesting is because I was talking 2 years ago about this, and pull back into your recess of your mind. I said the single most active of all of the streaming services for making quality films per capita, made more quality entertainment for television and film, was Apple Studios, and they had the smallest subscribership. And I went, I don't know where they're pulling this money from, and I don't understand it, but goddamn, I love Apple for doing this, because they were putting out some of the best stuff of all of the fucking streaming services. They were kicking Amazon's ass and Netflix. But then we find out at the end of last year, Apple's in fucking financial trouble because of doing this. But the fact is, God love them. They wanted to push the envelope on production. They thought they wanted to follow the principle of build it and they'll come.
Mm.
And I know that's what they were thinking.
Too bad it didn't pay off, apparently.
Well, it seems to slowly be working, because they did not shut down.
Well, if they shut down, Amazon should be wise enough to poach that people, because God knows Amazon needs better writers.
Oh, yeah.
Well, since they got rid of that bitch, things have been starting to perk up over at Amazon, and are shutting shit down.
The one that scraped Conan because it was too toxic.
Yep,
My
that's the
fucking
one.
God. It's a fucking barbarian.
He got fucking fired.
His free radio check. And he wants to talk. I have some questions. Fuck off.
Yeah, no questions, please. We're not going to give you answers anyway. And he has no idea what is down there until he first sees it, because the guy who was there before him just calls it Hollow Man and doesn't explain any further. He's like, you'll see.
Yeah, how do you explain that to somebody? You say, you better see it.
Well, also, if he told him what's waiting for him, chances are that he's just going to fuck off and get out there and leave him for another year or so.
Yes, Sander, the airline is a dying business, because there are some organizations in the world that are trying to convince people not to fly because fly is bad for the weather.
Climate.
Yes,
Whether
people have private jets that say that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
And you have the occasional cortex saying that you remember when they tried to sell off the Green New Deal and said no more flying for I think 2025 no 2025 no like by 2030 no more flying globally.
Yeah, they're
I
full
don't
of
believe
shit.
that.
This is what I said. I'll start believing because they shifted from global warming to climate change because they understood that the planet cools and heats up the same way the sun does. Because guess what? It's the sun. How close we are in our rotation, to the angle we are, to what's going on the surface of the sun as to what's going on here. They don't want to use actual science, so they do that, and they switch from global warming to climate change. And somebody goes, well, you don't believe in climate change. I said, the fuck I don't. I absolutely believe in climate change. It's been going on for millions of fucking years without
right.
humans. And George Carlin said it best. Anybody who's ever picked up a science book knows that humans they have less than a 1% to 2% impact on climate. It's the sun does all the work. And these are just people who love to use the word science, but don't know what they're fucking talking about. And I always tell people, I even said it to Keith once, I said, you're not allowed to talk climate to me unless you can answer this question. What has over 97% impact on climate? One thing. My daughter said volcanoes, and I just wanted to drop kick her off the planet when she said that. I remember the look I gave her was just, the look, Anima.
Yeah, I know it well.
I went, no, not volcanoes. And don't get me wrong, volcanoes do have a minute impact on climate because when you've had major eruptions, absolutely, it's done horrific damage to the earth because you can create a nuclear winter with a volcano.
I think it was like 3 or 4 years ago that NASA said that a huge volcanic activity on Iceland has raised the temperature like for 1 degree. Which is
permanently,
I told you there was an article written back in 1978 by an actual climatologist who wrote this article saying that if we do, and this was out of all the fear that was being spread regarding a potential ice age, okay, said that it was feasible that humans could potentially, if we work together, theoretically have an impact on climate by as much as potentially 3 degrees. But that is all humans could do. At best, was impact climate by 3 degrees. Now, if that doesn't tell you how full of shit these climatologists or supposed climatologists are, the only climatologists that yelled climate change were the ones being paid, subsidized by the US government. All the legit ones out there kept their mouths shut going, no, this is bullshit. It's not how climate works.
Well, let's move on the topic because YouTube is going to bury this video.
Yeah.
Fuck YouTube.
They're already
They're probably
punishing
going
us.
to it. Yeah.
Our subs haven't gone up in a while now, and that can't be right because we know we have new people coming.
All the time.
At least we're getting good views again, because for a while we've been buried far down. And if you guys in the audience want to help us with that, just hit the like, post a comment after we end the show. Helps us enormously.
Yes. Hit the like, share the stream, and comment.
Yeah,
Gambit
the only
almost
opinions
always
that matter to
does.
me, the only opinions that matter is ours and our audiences. I can give a shit what YouTube thinks about anything. I mean, they hire idiots, for God's sakes.
Yeah, but I wanted for us to be in the suggestions of more new people.
Well, as my dad used to tell me, wish in one hand, son, and shit in the other. See which one gets filled up first.
Whee!
Okay, this is so dark, I can barely tell what's going on in the movie. Where
Oh,
are we?
it's the first encounter.
It's the two towers. Yeah, it's the two towers.
Is that when she starts riding? Because it's her birthday and she does whatever the fuck she wants?
Yeah, they are fighting the Hollow Men at this point
Yeah.
because they ruffled their feathers.
But they
with all
started,
the music.
They had music, loud music, and were dancing. Yeah. My favorite scene is when it's finally over and she's raising that sign, best birthday ever, and shrapnel stuck in her shoulder still. She's a badass. But yeah, they look horrifying.
Well, her dad is ex-KGB.
And that's only the ones that make it out there. There's so much more horror when you get down into that valley.
Here, I think here's where she got hit by shrapnel.
Yeah.
Yes,
One of the
Gambit,
videos.
this movie was released on
Valentine's Day. Yeah.
And Valentine's Day is the day that her father chooses to
Self-delete.
Stop it all.
End his suffering. So she's having a very tough day.
I like how she has a picture of she and her dad, and you can see the dad has more weight than in that picture than what you see at first. So you can see really how his illness is consuming him.
Yeah. And isn't that her mom's grave where they meet?
What?
Well, they meet in a cemetery, and I think it's her mother's grave.
Yes, it's her mother's grave.
Yeah.
And he's performing that beautiful piece in a freaking accordion.
Yeah.
My God, that was awesome. Dude,
I'm getting goosebumps remembering this.
Whoever played that thing is a genius.
Euros because of degrees raise in temperature, one volcano eruption, and all that has been undone. It's sheer folly. Yeah, it's like when they complain about crude oil in the ocean, that humans, it's like a majority of the crude oil that's in nature, it comes from nature, because guess what? It's from the earth, dumbasses.
Gambit, we already talked about that. Gerry brought it up at the beginning of the show.
What's that?
The shooting locations.
Oh yeah, yeah, buddy, we've already gone through all of that before we even started the slideshow.
We try to do that every time. Give you the trivia at the beginning and then
pre-production. I went into pre-production and all of it. because I want to start that before I start drawing.
And before we start the
Look at that.
slideshow.
No, it's more important that I don't want to get into that while I'm drawing, because it's hard to concentrate on anything when I'm drawing.
I know.
Look, the Eastern Tower has musical instrument, musical records. They and they have a better provision of booze.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's the Russians. What
But
do you
what-
expect?
The Western Towers, they have a still, but they don't have a provision. Oh, and the Eastern Tower even has a better armory.
The Western Tower has books though, and the wall
Yeah.
where everybody wrote something down. That's something I really like.
If you had to choose in that situation, 1 year alone, would you prefer? And you can only have one of two, books or music.
Music.
I think I would go. I would go for books.
No, I would go for music.
I could think about books all the time. Man, they would absolutely have movies and everything there. It's ridiculous, some of the stuff they're denying them. It's like, why are they denying them that? That's just
It's like
dumb.
they're stuck in time. They just never really upgraded from like the
The
50s. Yeah.
The
No,
thing-
maybe they went.
I-
Maybe they went all the way to the 60s, but that's where he stopped.
I would choose music just because you can enjoy the music while doing other things. Books, you cannot be reading and doing something else.
That's right.
It's a tough choice.
Mine would be music and movies.
No, only one.
Only one? Okay. Movies, because music is in movies too.
Right. That's a good one.
Oh, man.
I remember I was fighting with my screen on my laptop watching this movie because most of it is so dark, and I was trying to find the setting where I could see best.
Oh, like Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
you didn't.
God, they were
You
so
didn't see the
stupid.
fight.
They were
You didn't see
so
the fight
stupid
because
for
your
doing that.
TV.
You don't produce
Right.
this show for movie screens. You produce it for television. So what are you fucking doing and trying to blame the audience? You're going to blame the audience?
Yeah.
Indeed, Gambit. Music is mathematics. So
Yep.
Yep.
that is why you can almost always predict a song that you have never heard.
Yeah. In fact, someone thought it was like, how do they know? And I said, because music is math, that you can actually guess where everything's going to go.
I suck at math though. How was I ever good at music?
Maybe you need another way to study math.
No, there's no way for my brain to get good at math. I'm
If
not
you're
wired
good at
that way.
music, you should be good at math.
No. I sucked. I flunked my final math exam on my 18th birthday by 1 point. That's how
Oh,
bad it was.
here's when he decides to go visit her
Oh, that was
and
so
uses
cute.
an RPG with a rope.
Well, he needs a zip line to get over there.
This is this would be in the movie on February the 15th, because the day before she was all depressed because she knew what was happening to her dad, and she writes to him, I wish you could be here. So there you go.
Yeah, he's trying to cheer her up because she's not telling him why, but she lets him know she's having a really bad day. And he's already been thinking about going over, visiting her.
He's been
Because
driven
they
by
don't just make
biological
contact.
imperative.
Yeah, that too. But they don't just make contact and communicate. They develop a relationship like really fast. And this is 6 months in. When
Yes,
he visits her.
they've been chatting every day for 6 months.
Yeah.
Oh man, Miles Teller, I couldn't tell that I have seen a bad performance out of him. That guy is
No,
amazing.
he's a good actor that has been screwed over a few times, but I think that he survived it. Because he really got screwed over with his version of the Fantastic Four. And I always felt bad that those guys got screwed over by the studio and by their director.
What did they do?
Oh,
They made a terrible version of Fantastic Four.
fantastic.
Josh Trank.
You have to see the videos that Andre did about that. Oh, man.
Yeah, I remember watching them. They were pretty good.
Man, this girl is awesome. Her character is awesome. And a mean sense of humor.
And yeah, she's a world-class sniper too.
See, you can do a tough girl without her being an insufferable girl boss.
Yeah, this
This
is
is
how you
cool.
do it. And I'm glad they figured it out and didn't. They could have done her so bad, but they didn't, thankfully. One of the
Yes.
videos.
Oh my God.
One of the videos that I watched, the guy was like, "Yeah, I noticed a really strange thing. They didn't squint an eye when aiming, and that was weird." And I'm like, "Duh, that's how you do it. You don't squint an eye. You aim with both eyes open." Jesus.
Well, Hollywood has introduced so many myths that. And Gambit, yes, I totally like and love this movie, but I cannot watch it very often because all the characters that are are very well portrayed, but all the characters except for Melissa Benoit are insufferable pieces of shit. Nobody has a redeeming quality in that movie.
That sounds bad.
No, you have to watch it because that's the point of the movie. That in Whiplash, everybody's incredibly selfish, except for the girl. But the movie is awesome. The performance that J.K.
Yeah, I like the film too, but I found the drumming, the way he did some of the drumming was ridiculously over the top. It's like he's straining when he shouldn't be straining. And that's because the movie is directed not at drummers, it's directed at people who don't know shit about music, but maybe like music, but don't know how drums work.
Yeah, I understand you. It's the same thing every time I see computers on movies. I said, no, that's not how it works. But
That's not how it
okay.
works.
Yeah, take hacking. Furiously
Ah.
typing on a keyboard for a couple seconds, and then yeah, no, fuck off. Not how
Oh
it
my
works.
God! Look, I love Swordfish, but that hacking scene was awful. I'm telling you, when you get drunk while coding, you don't do it that way. I've been there.
Yeah, not surprised.
Not my tempo. That's
What?
it. With Whiplash when J.K. Simmons start with the "Not my tempo." I love that scene.
I like the slap scene where he says, "Am I rushing or am I dragging?"
This one.
I've never seen this. So.
You have to.
Well,
Yeah, am I
add it to the
rushing or am I
list.
dragging? I was just like, if you count, you know. Is it on one or is it on one and? Or is it on one and? You gotta know math, man. You gotta know math.
Now the oh no, I won't spoil the movie. No. Anima, you have to watch it.
We're talking about this movie.
So I can talk about it. Whiplash.
Yeah, stop.
Yeah.
derailing.
I will.
Yeah, Martin. Yeah.
No, that was for
Well,
Gambit too.
Martin.
Now I feel Rory.
So Rory.
This is where she's like, you lied about being a terrible dancer.
Maybe
They're
just
so
a
cute
little
I
bit.
also lied about having a small penis.
Yeah, she's about to find out.
It's like deliver it like Arnold. Remember when I told you I had a small penis? I lied.
Yeah, like anybody would ever believe that from a guy built like Arnold.
Well, Arnold
would be
was one of those
weird.
guys that used dope, and one of the things it does, it shrinks at a penis.
How is that even
Remember
possible?
back in the 90s when those rumors went around that Stallone had one of those pumps that he had to use?
Like Austin
I never heard
Powers.
about that.
Yeah, for his penis, because he had it. No, it's the one where it's injected into the penis or bladders, and you have to pump it to pump it up. We're going to pump you up.
That sounds painful.
I prefer my derailings, to be honest.
Yeah, let's yeah.
Nobody remembers that. Okay, fuck you guys.
And the day after. Now he's going back to his tower.
He's trying to.
Yeah, he's going. I didn't say
I
he
mean,
went.
he fucked up with the zip line because he miscalculated. He had to pull himself for the rest of the way to get to her. And then she tells him to take a shower. And on the way back, he falls into the gorge.
Yeah, the thing
This
is
is
there
where
was
shit hits
another
the fan.
attack, and the automatic defenses
Yeah.
an explosion could all cut his line, and he falls. And she goes after him.
Yeah. With a parachute, right?
Yep. She's like,
Paraglide.
oh no, I
Right,
finally
yeah.
find a guy that I like.
Paraglide.
I'm not losing
Yeah.
it.
No, she's like,
Yeah, I
you're not
finally met
getting
a
away from me,
man
mister.
that I like as much as my dad.
Weird.
And you'll notice in some of the areas, the fog isn't mixed. It's yellow, blue, or
Well, that's
That,
that
red,
represents the
purple
different
color.
chemicals.
It's not
are
mixed
down there.
everywhere, so
Yes, here's where the
Absolutely.
real horror, the horror genre kicks in the movie.
yeah, because you see these creatures that they look like humans turned into trees and have been dead forever, and it's
Sure.
horrible.
It's like more like fuse.
Well, they start to mutate. And the only ones they've seen so far are the still human-like mutants able to crawl out of there. But they're about to discover a whole bunch of other creatures, some of which I really didn't like.
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially the church.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And again, they don't know that they have been given the antidote because they're not getting told shit. Well, they know that like 400 men were sent in there and none of them came back out.
No, 2,400.
Oh, yeah, a lot.
Yeah, and then they find out there's a snook down there, and
But that was the
it kind
original
of
plan to
reminded
get
me.
rid of
If
this guy.
those of you that play Call of Duty will recognize the tower because it's the same tower they use on what is that? Nuke City? Is that it in Call of Duty?
Nuketown.
I forget. Nuketown.
Nuketown.
Oh, that's neat.
Now, where did you learn that they were given the antidote? Because that is not said in the movie. It's not said. It's said in the movie.
I did my research. It's in the IV bag that they get on the plane.
Yeah,
It has a sedative and the antidote.
Yep.
There's backstory that you don't directly get from the movie, but it's out there.
Yeah,
And it makes sense.
I saw the IV bag, but how do you know there was antidote in the IV bag? It's really
Why?
Because I
Other
did
than a
some
sedative,
digging.
other than a sedative, there's no need for an IV bag. The whole thing is kind of weird and hinky. So, like, just the necessity of one was weird.
Yeah, you could say that.
I don't know about the science in science fiction. There's not much real science here. It's more like horror, fantasy,
Well-
action, something.
No. It's science, sci-fi horror because the horror is not supernatural, is man-made, so it would fall more within sci-fi horror than fantasy horror. If they would have gone with this is the gate of hell, okay, fantasy horror.
It kind of is, though, because that's a nightmare what's happening down there.
I don't know. Even the trailer. I saw the trailer for this movie. I don't remember what was I watching in cinemas, and they put up the trailer. And in the trailer, all the trailer is made to make you believe that they are battling the hordes of hell.
Yeah, absolutely.
One and a half? Oh my god! You see, that critic, he didn't check his brain out.
Yeah, they took it seriously, and you're not meant to. You're just meant to have fun with this.
What? The stream between action and romance were not of high quality. That's what works in this movie.
I don't care about critics like that. They didn't get it. Like, I like The Critical Drinker, and he's usually right, but I didn't even watch his full review because he just kept ranting. And I'm like, dude, you're not getting the purpose of that movie. So
Yeah.
when is the church coming out? Has she already been snacked by the tree creature?
About that, some people say that all is becoming hate farming, and I'm not saying that is not true, but you have to see this way. When you have been on a steady diet of cinematic garbage for the last 10 years, you get hypercritical.
But then it's
not
time
that,
to then it's time to change jobs.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Ouch, Gambit.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing is, I will skip on that.
No, say.
People in their artificial need for validation, they just have that. They just want a story that parrots what they think or what they believe, and if the movie or the book or whatever media entertainment is, if it doesn't talk about what you want to talk about all the time, then the movie is crap. And I mean, entertainment is to get away from that. Remember, entertainment?
Yeah. Do they still know what entertainment is?
Because they are not entertained. Oh, I think I was planning to make that clip of Maximus yelling, "Aren't you not entertained?" Yes, the Queen's Gambit. Oh, interesting, Gambit.
It's not a movie. It's a series. Yeah, I brought this up earlier that they play chess. She's playing chess, just like in the Queen's Gambit, and he's playing drums. Okay, but they said, both of them said that these parts were written well before they were cast. So that it's so weird that both of them, their careers were made by playing roles, doing those things, and that those things were thrown into the movie. The Queen's Gambit.
I thought they were meant to be Easter eggs.
Look at that. Gambit's take his YouTube name from that show, even though he hasn't seen it.
That's interesting.
That photo we just saw. No, they're watching the movie.
They're watching the film strips.
Video. Because everything is still there.
Yeah, those are projectors, honey. They're film strips. They're film strips.
Yep. The exposition part, and they know how to operate that shit. I find that, well, this guy is a Renaissance man. He knows how to do almost everything, from gardening to repairing 1940s Jeep. Using these projectors, and let me tell you, it's not easy to set up these kind of projectors.
Oh man, yeah. I remember being in AV club back in high school.
So now they know they have to get out there.
Yeah, they know, oh, if we don't hurry up, we will be fucked up forever.
Important realization here. They are still using this.
Hmm. Because they
And they have
find
drones.
modern equipment, modern meaning from 20 years ago.
Yeah, and they are drones. So this is how they are still operating the site, because of course they can't go in there, but they can use drones. Technically they could, I guess, because they have the antidote, but it's too dangerous
And with
with
hazmat
all the
suits.
mutants. No, I mean with all the mutants, a hazmat suit would protect you from them.
Ah, yeah.
They are aggressive,
And
so you don't want to go in
yeah,
there
the
in person.
bomb. They
And
find
there's
the
the bomb,
product.
yeah.
Yeah, because the Gorge is masked from satellites with a bullshit device called the cloakers, and everything is rigged. So in case of the cloakers fail, that bomb detonates and
But
erase
that's part of
every
their job,
evidence.
to make sure the cloakers don't fail. And we need to go back a little bit, because the whole reason this site is so fucked up is because of an earthquake that broke shit in the laboratory and made the three substances get mixed up. That's how it all started.
Yeah, because they even had missiles made and filled with the compounds, and then the
Yeah,
earthquake hit and the missiles broke. And
it's
then
meant to be a
shit.
weapon. I mean, and they knew they were risking a lot because they had cyanide capsules in case shit goes wrong, and they used them too.
Okay, Dan Loston, who photographed this one, is also known for his work on the film like Silent Hill and The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Let
I
me
like
tell
Silent
you,
Hill.
yes, and you can see the parallels in the photography here.
Yep.
Yes, definitely you can. I like the first one. The second one, not so much, but I still enjoy it. Man, and that movie, Silent Hill, the first one, has been maligned to no end. Nobody liked it. I
Why
do.
not?
Ah, I went to see that movie with a group of friends, and I was the only one who was happy at the in the trip back. No, dude, that movie's awesome. All that happened is you never leave Silent Hill. You're fucked. Once you get there, you may believe you left it.
Have we seen that one, Gerry?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I would not try to get you to watch that with me.
Why?
Okay.
There are no
Tells
spiders.
me everything
There
I
are no
need to
spiders.
know.
Nah, there are no spiders, but there is a lot of body horror.
Yeah, that is not for her.
Gerry knows the kind of horror that I can do and that I can't, so I trust him with that. He learned.
Ah, yes, he has been captured by one of the Hollow Men. By
That is
the
terrifying.
Yeah, this guy used to be the first soldier on the Western Tower. The guy who named them the Hollow Men became a Hollow Man.
And you can tell that there's nothing human left in him. He's just a shell. Whatever he mutated into is has taken
Well,
over.
they fed on
They're
now.
dead. No, they're also dead. Their personality is dead. Their soul is dead. The mutation just took over the body. They have no memories, no will of their own. They're like marionettes, if you will. And I mean, to get separated in an environment like that is horrible. Of course, he finds her, but still.
Just at the nick of time.
And some people had an
And then-
issue with the creatures being mostly CG, and I'm fine with that. It looks good.
Yeah, I'm old school. I would prefer to have more practical effects, but with what they were trying to do in this, practical effects would have looked really weird.
And
And it would have slowed
make it
things
look-
down because
yeah,
You're going to
and,
say something, Martin?
yes, the production cost for those who people, you will have to make an enormous number of monster suit.
yeah,
I think it's easy. It's cheaper doing it on CGI at this point.
there's so many.
Oh, these things when they are all mutated and fused into one big organism. Man.
Yeah, yellow is insects, remember? The yellow stuff has insect DNA. So these mutations are insecty.
I don't see anything insect in this mutation. They have no exoskeleton or nothing.
It's
Well,
alive.
like-
Well, there's three
Bubbles.
colors. One's insectoid. This is more of the, like it's pure adipose tissue, so they can blend.
Yes,
And
man,
this is not the
this is
insects.
disgusting.
This is, it's gross. This is the gross one that even I was like going, ew.
Yeah, that was really gross. But yeah, I went over that stuff, Gerry, at the beginning. The yellow component has the insect DNA, the red is the human, and the blue the plant DNA.
I think the yellow is the plant
Look at
No,
that.
it's
because
not.
that's why it's.
Gambit says the Lithuanian word drasa means courage, though it's not
Well,
a name. and
It is
it's
not a
known
real
in-
name. It's a cover name. Nobody knows her real name except for her and her dad.
It means courage.
Yeah. That's her agent name or whatever.
Oh,
And
Gambit
she
wants
knows that is
wants us to-
her name because it means courage. What were you
Gambit
saying,
wants what Gambit wants us to do Deadpool. Boss,
He wants us to do what?
Deadpool.
Oh,
The first one.
Deadpool.
Deadpool
Yeah.
1.
Oh. I'm not that big a fan. I'm kidding.
I know you
Fucking
are.
love
We had fun
Deadpool.
watching that.
Love Deadpool.
Another movie released on Valentine's Day and
Really?
marketed as a romance movie.
What?
Yes, they had billboards with the.
That's
the
misleading.
woman- Yes, you see Ryan Reynolds, but without the makeup, and you see he's with Morena, and they are sitting together holding a daisy. I think they did it. They did that shit.
I bet that was Ryan Reynolds' idea. I would totally expect him to do something like that.
Miles and Anya were already good friends in real life before they made the film. Yeah, they have a good chemistry.
Yeah, they do. Here goes the Jeep. Oh my god, that scene was so crazy. Using the Jeep to get out there.
Yeah, I have seen that before in Top Gear.
They dragged it out a little bit too long. They over dramatized it.
Well, there are
Like this goes wrong and that goes
500
wrong. And then,
meters.
oh shit, we're still not out of there. And that was a bit much.
it's more than a quarter of mile. So
I don't speak.
and
miles.
the winch is made for strength, not speed.
Yeah, that's one of the problems. Oh, he
Yeah.
almost falls out of the thing. Jesus. That had me on the edge of my seat.
Oh, he's going to have a new beautiful nightmares now to
Yeah.
replace the old ones.
A lot of explosions in this.
Out of the Gorge at last. Hey, Country Shape Media.
Hey, what's
How
up,
are you,
buddy?
man? Yeah, you mess around with chemicals and DNA, shit's bound to go down. Yes, it is.
Yeah, but I mean, who invented this? The Yazis. So, of course, they would do that. Shut up, cat.
Oh, come on. Don't talk to her like that.
I talk to her if I want. She's my gremlin.
You heartless. So they patched themselves up and now are pondering everything they've seen. And here's when you know that she is the one who made the shot of the 3,800 meters.
The legendary sniper shot, yeah.
Yeah.
But he's been suspecting that anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're on the same side and they need to plan because they need to blow this shit up.
Mm. Yeah, because that's what he's saying here. Saying, yeah, we can flee, but how about the next two poor slobs that get to do this job?
We need to end this. After finding out all that shit and that there is a way to end it, they have to do it. But of course, the government finds out and is against it.
Well, not the government.
Yeah, they're not a
company.
government. They're a private company with former employees of the government, of most likely the CIA and shit, and the Department of Defense.
Do you think that happens in real life?
No way. Way.
I assume they are in Hong Kong with those lit buildings.
Could be, but that would make the Chinese involved. It could be a Chinese company, though. Dark Lake?
Oh,
I don't know.
do you think? No, they wouldn't do something like that.
I don't know. They're humane. They would never have a lab that creates a disease that could kill, millions.
Oh,
of
shut up,
people.
Gerry. Don't go there, please. Well, anyway, they know now because them being down there activated the drones.
Just because experiment gets buried in the hole doesn't mean that it stays in the hole. This ain't Vegas. Yeah,
right.
but you have to assume that the substance get degraded by the heat of a nuclear explosion.
Yeah, that's the hope.
And let's
And
hope
also
it
the
doesn't
substance-
mutate into something worse.
The substance
Yes.
itself can't get out of the gorge because the gorge is deep enough, but the creatures can, and this is why the two watchtowers are there.
Now,
To
now
keep
you will
whatever is
have-
trying to get out from getting out.
now you will have radioactive mutants.
Oh, Jesus. Hopefully not.
Gambit, I will never watch that movie.
What movie?
Fun Four Stick.
Fan Four Stick?
Yeah, that's how.
Oh,
Andre-
Fantastic Four. Like, what the fuck word are you saying?
because they change. Remember that they stylize the name, changing the A for with a 4. So Andre calls it Fan Four Stick.
Okay.
Yeah, that movie. No, no. Thing is, I have the unreleased Fantastic Four movie from the 90s. I haven't seen it. I but I made the mistake to watch the other two with Jessica Alba and Michael Chiklis.
As goofy as they are, I thought
The
they
movies
gave it
are
a
bad.
I thought they gave it a
Those mo-
gamer of a chance. It's goofy as fuck.
Those movies are
They're
bad.
not. No, Frank's film is bad. Theirs are. I mean, they made their money. Is the other thing. It's just yeah. There's no. They made their money. They screwed up. The first film worked. The second film failed because they screwed up with Galactus, and
Yeah.
they had the single best. And I still say that with the new movie coming out, the single best Silver Surfer.
Yeah, the Silver Surfer of the second movie worked. It was voiced by Samuel L. Jackson, right? I can't
No,
remember
Sam
now.
Jackson's in the movie.
But
No,
man,
it's
no,
the guy. It's the guy that played Abe Sapien. Played the Silver Surfer.
no. Doc
Yeah.
Jones,
Yeah, Dirk Jones.
the voice.
As I recall, he did the voice too.
Yeah, let
Go
me
look it up.
check
But
on
it was
I
not
think-
Sam
yeah.
Jackson. That'd be weird.
Oh, well, whatever. I haven't seen one Fantastic Four movie that works, and my expectation for this new one is uh,
Solo, huh?
you could say there are no expectations for the new movie, for my part. Oh my goodnesses. How the casting, to me, the casting is wrong. Let me expand of that. Pascal, I'm not going to talk about his attitude
He
out
needs
of
to
the
stop being in
but
stuff.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about how he looks.
You
He
heard
looks
the latest
too
rumor
old.
with him
He's
is
too
that
old
people.
for me.
Well, yeah, he's wrong. He's also wrong nationality. He's clearly not a Richards. No, there's so many things wrong, but there's been so much blowback according to the WD Pro. They're saying that it is now out that Feige is in panic mode, and they have brought Chris Pratt in to save the day. And I don't know how much truth there is to that.
Oh, yes. The voice of the Silver Surfer was Lawrence Fishburne.
Okay, so yeah, I knew it wasn't Sam Jackson, but I liked it. I thought Doug Jones did a great job of physically playing him,
Man, Doug
and they were
Jones
able to put
always.
the prosthesis body over him. He's so damn skinny.
Doug Jones always delivers, man. He is the standard.
And the ironic thing, like when he played Abe Sapien, is when what's his name from Frasier did the voice. He said all I was doing was an impression of Doug Jones. So when Doug Jones did it in the second film, it was like, yeah, of course it works.
Really? Oh my God! I thought that was Doug Jones' voice in the first movie.
Nope, it was Niles Crane.
Damn, that was a good impression. Checking. Oh my God, I hate how IMDb lists the credits, the cast credits.
Oh, they get it wrong all the time.
No, the order. They change the order according to the popularity of the actor at the moment.
That's what I mean.
Jesus.
The way you do it is by how important the actor was in the movie. That's how
Yes.
you rank them. But they switched out.
Or are you
To the
talking
other
about
By
the way?
popularity. That's
Yeah, and that's stupid. You barely can't go to IMDb for info anymore. It's just
No, you can go, but you're going to spend more time than needed trying to
Yeah.
find out what you need. Black Phone. Oh, I so want to watch that movie. I haven't seen it yet.
So here we have the wrap up. They survived. And
They
they
blow
killed.
up.
well, you don't
Killed.
know about him.
They killed Sigourney Weaver's character.
They killed everyone. They set off the nuke. But she doesn't know yet whether or not he made it out. And we don't either.
They nuke Sigourney from orbit because that's the only way to be sure.
Yeah.
She has a new life now. Is a waitress.
Yes.
They were meant to meet, but he didn't make it. So she assumes he's dead until he sits on her terrace because he got injured and that delayed him. And he's still doing the cards. That is so cute. And she really pulls off both looks. The tough
Yep.
military chick and the pretty girl. Because she looks badass when she's on that gun.
And she had a decent training in the guns handling.
Oh yeah, she's a professional sniper, one of the best. I'm glad they went for a happy ending.
So was he.
Yeah, well, he's in for a lot of happy endings.
I didn't want to say anything.
You're not really surprised that Gerry did, right?
No. But one can only hope.
Shut up, Rocket Kitty.
You're not paying attention to me.
No, I'm not.
The
I'm
world
doing a
revolves-
show.
The world revolves around my ass. I'm a cat. All cats are psychopaths.
No, they're not.
Hey, I'm just basing it off of what the University of Glasgow came up with after 10 years of research.
I thought that was your observation living in the cat house.
You know, that has a whole different other meaning here in the United States.
What does?
Cat house.
You're living in a house of cats, and there's no denying that Squirrel is fucking nuts. Squirrel cat. She's crazy. In a funny way, but she's crazy. Absolutely.
Okay. I'm going to ask, what's the meaning of cat house?
Cat house in the U.S. means whorehouse.
Oh.
Yeah, I thought so.
Well.
Guess what? Neither Martin nor I are living in the US.
Hell, I am not even allowed to step foot there.
Yeah, they don't want your riffraff
Yeah.
here.
I think that sucks.
Yeah, especially because if I wanted to go to Europe, I have to book a direct flight ticket, and that shit costs like 3 times a normal ticket with making scale on the US. But You need a visa just to be sitting on a plane on a runway.
Yeah, that's just stupid.
Doing word bubbles right now.
Bubbles, bubbles.
Joe didn't join us today because he didn't know that we're doing a show.
What?
Because it's a holiday.
Yeah, but it's been set up
Oh.
for a while. All he needed to do is check YouTube whether we have a show set up.
Which is
Well,
something I
yeah.
should have said. I said, I hope everybody is having a great, safe, and somber Memorial Day. I think it's weird when you say Happy Memorial Day.
No. But I'm pretty sure you said we will be back on Monday. You usually do on Saturday.
Yeah. Which I did.
Oh, my bad. Sorry. Wrong layout. This is the one.
Yeah. Emergency visit to my dry cleaner. I like that. You don't want to run around with a ball of spitty jelly beans in your pocket.
It's just
That's good.
it's at with the saliva mixed in with it. It's just going to be soup after a bit.
And once it hardens up, it fucks the suit. You can basically trash it. So you want to get that shit out. I wonder though, doesn't he have a waste paper basket under that desk?
He was
You
on the
can
other
put it
side of the
there.
desk. He was
Oh,
on the
okay.
guest side of the desk.
I forgot.
Yeah, I think about all those things. Fucking man, I hate it. They have this thing in Photoshop that locks things and it doesn't want to move past it, which throws off the letter. See how it's doing? It's locking. And I'm looking up, there's no lock on. So I don't know. It should give me the guides without forcing me.
I think that's configurable. The snapping thing.
Yeah, there's no snap to. I don't know. And it fucking annoys me. Because you have magnets in Photoshop that you can call on if you need them.
And I need to learn GIMP desperately.
Yes, I don't like that.
What is that again?
It's an alternative to Photoshop. Yeah, I need. It's free for starters, and I'm really considering abandoning Windows in favor of Linux. And you don't have Photoshop. on Linux.
Really?
Yeah.
Why
Photoshop
Linux?
has trouble running on NT too.
Shouldn't have. All
It did.
Windows. All Windows from
Windows NT was the single stablest version of Windows I've ever
Yes,
been
but
on.
all Windows.
It took a while to get
from
Photoshop to work on it.
all versions of Windows from Windows 7 and up are based on Windows NT.
Yeah, I know that.
Oh,
But not as stable as NT.
I have no idea what you're talking about. So
We're talking nerd stuff, so don't worry about it.
And yes, I'm leaving Windows because first the final straw is this thing with That's not, but how is it called? Windows Recall. A new feature that will take a picture of your desktop.
Recall.
Yes, every 30 seconds, it will take a picture of your desktop.
Oh, that sucks.
And yeah, and they say it's so you can know what you were doing at any given point. Yeah, I know what I was doing.
Yeah, that's what it's for.
Oh, speaking of that, did you guys know about Meta, so Facebook, WhatsApp, and whatever? It's going to use all your stuff to train AI unless you object to it.
Yes.
And today is the last day when you could do that, and I just did that before the show. For
Whoa!
Facebook.
Give me a link for that. I didn't know about that. Well, at least they are giving you an opting out because Google is not. Alexa
They
says,
are, but you have to find it, and I wasn't able to find it on my Facebook in my Facebook settings. But then I went to my newspaper because I saw they had an article about it, and they have a link. So I'm going to pull that up and give it to you.
Please send me that link. Now Google removed from the Alexa devices the opting out, because you could say, I mean, your Alexa devices is listening to you every time, all the time. But you could say, you could configure it to not send that data to their servers. Now they're taking out that option. Everything you say in your house will go to the Google servers because they are using that info to train their AIs. So if you have an Alexa that you shouldn't, get rid of that thing. If you value your privacy, that's it. If you're not, do what you want.
It's a free country.
Yeah.
Well, America is, supposedly.
Is it?
Right now, it's a lot more free.
Nah.
Thanks to Elon and Twitter.
Yeah, a lot of people think America is doomed.
No, the ones that have already,
America.
only the countries that have actually slipped in socialism are in trouble. We didn't slip all the way in yet. We only put in the tip. While countries like the United Kingdom, Ireland, France, most of Europe, on the other hand, as they say in the movie, they went full retard. They're in trouble.
This show is gonna be so buried, man. We're gonna have a big yellow mark beside this show.
Yeah.
And it's the most watched show on the channel. YouTube gets its money. They'll make us pay. They'll make us suffer, but they absolutely love the numbers that we get on this show.
Dude, I was getting used to seeing the green check, the green mark in so many videos. So, The Gorge is a gorgeous movie. Speaking of which, I have this slideshow ready for Gorgeous, the Jackie Chan movie. With the
wait a minute, what the fuck are you talking about?
Gorgeous, the Jackie Chan movie.
Oh, Gorgeous.
That one. With the little freak of nature that is even faster than Jackie. My God, that guy moves at inhuman speeds.
Which guy is that?
The little white guy that is like.
Oh, that likes making movies with him. Yeah, he's one of his stuntmen.
Yep. I understood that he is a student of Jackie Chan, and Jackie has said that is his best student.
Yeah, the guy's incredible to watch. He really is. I cannot fucking believe how fast he can be. The little tiny dude too.
Yes.
He has a small part. That's funny. Small part in the second Western he did with Owen Wilson. What was that movie called? Shanghai Nights. And he plays one of the New York cops. And it was worth the price of admission. I love the guy. I think he's really good.
I put the links in the management group for Insta and
Yeah, I
Facebook.
cannot, I cannot access it. It
That's
says
weird.
it says this form is only available to people in certain regions.
Oh, fuck them.
Yep.
Yeah, that's an Austrian newspaper who posted that.
What are we talking about? What happened? What?
Meta is planning to use all your shit to train AI, and today's the last day to object to that. And I found the link.
Who is going to do it?
Meta, Facebook, Instagram.
Oh, Meta. Okay.
They are not going to use my shit for that, so I objected to it. And today's the last day where you can do that. Tomorrow it starts, and there's no going back. If you haven't done it today, you're screwed.
Okay, I'm reading something here. It says, can I stop Meta from using my data for its AI? Yes and no. At this moment, it depends on where you live. Interesting. But they don't say the regions. Okay. European users receive notification about privacy. Yes, because you have the GDPR there that somewhat helps you. Oh, I think that is only for the Europe. Europe is the only one who can opt out.
That is weird.
Holy shit.
Well, it says here, scroll down privacy topics and select AI at Meta. Click on information that you've shared on Meta products and services. Here's the objection form. Scroll down, add your email, and state your objection. I mean, I know Gerry can just switch on his VPN and pretend he's in Europe. That should allow you to do that.
No, because you're only fooling the system about where are you accessing the account. But the account
Yeah,
itself
not where I'm
is,
accessing it, but where I'm from determined. So no, I couldn't do that.
That sucks.
hello. Oh my god.
That's life.
Well, I'm glad Europe is objecting to that.
Forget it. What are we talking about here, Gambit? Forget
Rachel
Larson.
Ziegler.
Yeah, but what does it have to be with killing lots?
I don't know. I'm almost checked out at this point. We're 2 hours in. I'm ready to wrap. I'm glad we finally got to talk about the movie because that was fun.
Save. There we go. There we go.
Oh, a big Gerry. So,
Yeah.
anything to say?
I'm still
No.
editing right here.
Man, I really like this movie. It's fun to watch. My wife saw it yesterday for the first time, and of course she got scared with all the horror thing and the jump scare and that. And even with that, she said that she really enjoyed the movie.
Does she not like monster movies?
No, no, not at all.
So I guess we have something in common with our women.
I think
Cute.
Anima watch more horror. That's
Yeah,
all.
I watched so much more stuff with you than any of the other guys' wives.
She doesn't like
You got lucky with
war
me.
movies or horror movies, so I might dry it in the wind. And then, oh, why?
Yeah, Joe mentioned once that Foxy is never watching the Military Monday movies with him.
Yeah, no, not military, neither horror. We are in the same bandwagon. Honey,
And
please.
I'm
No.
watching the military stuff, even if it's borderline breaking me.
What?
Because some of them are some movies that we do on Military Monday are tough to watch.
Oh, I thought you said Borderlands. Oh,
No, I say
movie. Do not watch Borderlands. Don't do it. Love yourself, please.
Yeah, it's not a very good film.
so. I already know we're not going to watch it. I barely watch stuff on my
Borderlands?
own.
No, it's the only thing claim to fame it's got is who's in it and was a producer on it. Anybody?
No.
He sang a song dressed as a woman in a rock band. They dress as women. Metal, hard rock band. Did a song by I think Quiet Riot. We're not going to take it. We're not
Wait.
going
No,
to
it's
take it.
Twisted Sister, and you're talking about. I forgot his name.
Snyder. Yeah, Snyder.
D. Snyder.
Yeah, D. Snyder. He's in the movie Borderlands, the one that came out in the 80s. It's terrible. I watched it because like one of my metalhead buddies says, "Go see this movie." I think it was 90s actually. It came out in the 90s. And I watched it and I'm like, that was awful. Don't you don't get to suggest films for me anymore. What's going on with this? I was looking at the chat. Bunch of old star wannabe amateurs, utter bullshit. What's he talking about?
Borderlands.
Oh, Borderlands.
The cast of Borderlands.
Are we talking about the same movie?
Borderlands, the movie about the video game.
I'm going to go look it up real quick because this is you're annoying me. You're not answering my questions.
I don't know what you're thinking.
Strangeland is the movie I'm thinking of. It's also got the dude from Silence of the Lambs and Freddy Krueger in it. Strangelands. That's the one I was thinking. Borderlands. What was that one?
The one about the video game with Kevin Hart and
Helen Mirren. That movie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I saw the trailer and I was going to watch it. First, it's got Kevin Hart in it. Then it's got that Jamie Lee Curtis and Ariana Greenblatt in it. And just like, no, thank you. Kate Blanchett's in it. That's it, Kate Blanchett. And that was the only draw. is that it had Kate Blanchett in it. And I'm like, well, I guess this will be the first Kate Blanchett movie I will not watch.
You know,
I shall not be watching that.
I was watching that. I made a mistake because I'm a gamer and I like Borderlands, so I go and the movie is crap. And then I have the immense pleasure to watch on screen the motherfucker that is on Florida Man, Edgar Ramirez, motherfucker. Hate him with a passion.
Yeah, I liked him at first, but then he was in everything. And when they do that with actors, I turn out. I turn off and drop out. And the same thing with what's his name, Pablo Pascal or whatever the fuck is.
Pedro Pascal.
Pedro Pascal.
Yeah, that dude. Yeah, that guy. The guy looks like a fucking one of the puppets from that British puppet show, not the Muppets, but they did the Phil Collins one with Genesis. Spitting Image. He looks like they took his face and pinched it, pinched it in. His face looked like squished, and he's not a puppet. That's his face. And people are like, "Oh, I think he's so gorgeous." I'm like, "You like people with squish faces? That's weird." Fucking hate Borderlands because it's cheap, dreary. I wouldn't even play the game. I got to be honest. The only thing that looked cool on it was something that they would eventually bring to Call of Duty, which was the slide going over objects and shit. Yeah, basically creating physical dynamics of interacting with walls and objects to go over. That was it. And once they brought that to Call of Duty, I'm like, "Fuck you, Borderlands! You almost got me. You almost got me."
I like Borderlands.
Yeah, you would.
Here's the thing:
you would almost like it. I almost like it. Shut up.
No, I like Borderlands. I understand why you don't like it because you only like realistic military scenes.
Hey, if you can tolerate an ounce of woke, Minecraft movie really wasn't fucking horrible. It was palatable. It's sort of like if you get a can in survival kits of water, it's like that. It's like that survival water. It's not something you want to drink all the time, like distilled water. I don't want to drink it. It just water's not supposed to have a flavor, but it does. And you can taste the difference between like mineral water and what do you call it? Spring water, city water. City water, you can almost taste the chlorine.
Not here. Vienna
you get this
awesome.
You have this canned water in the military that I swear to God, there's iodine in it. And we do use iodine in the military to purify water. It's supposed to be 1 part per million. It's not toxic. It won't impact you, and it'll kill anything in there. It makes any water drinkable. You put if you have a big, what do they call them? Oh my God, I forgot the name of it. Water buffalo. If you get one of those big water buffalo trailers, okay, you drop 1 single iodine tablet in that, and you wait like an hour, 2 hours, some shit like that, for the iodine to do its work. You can drink that fucking water, no matter pretty much where it came from. But the water we get is clear. It's not like it's from a fucking pond. Yeah, city water, you can taste. There is the hint of chlorine. You can't smell it, but you can taste it. Especially like Phoenix. When I grew up in Phoenix, they use a lot of chlorine. And Springfield, Missouri has an odd chlorinated type taste. And I saw that Florida, by the way, outlawed fluoride.
Yes.
Finally, we start seeing people. It's like, let's get that shit out of there. People should not be consuming fluoride.
Isn't that added to toothpaste and shit?
Toothpaste you spit out.
It's still in contact with your mucous membrane for a couple minutes.
You absorb it through it by osmosis.
Very little.
Yes, you do.
Very little compared to consuming, swallowing like.
Oh well,
gulps.
yeah.
Fluoridized water.
It's good.
I don't mind. It is. It actually is. So I don't really complain about that, but I don't want to fucking drink it. Which is why, most of my life I've drank bottled water. As far as Minecraft being palatable, well, I don't think I can measure it up that much. Look, if you put a gun to my head and said, pick this movie or eat a shit pie, I will watch this movie. I absolutely will. And I will tell you, it is made for fans of Minecraft, and it sticks to Minecraft. But when it comes to writing, I thought the fat black chick isn't there because she has any skills. She's there for because she filled a checkbox, and she's not important to the story, and she's not very good. Jack Black is just fucking annoying. But I enjoyed the relationship between the kids and what's his name, the mom, the sister, and the older sister, and what's his name again? Say it again.
Momoa.
His character is kind of sad. You kind of feel bad for him because he's that guy that had that one thing, and that's all he's ever had, that one thing. So he's kind of that typical character. Although, Momoa playing that part was weird to me because wouldn't you rather have somebody that looked like they aged badly, like Jack Black, who was like cool when he was younger and we all loved him, and then he became like that guy that you can't stand anymore? That's more like Jack Black. So, but anyway, the movie is barely palatable. I watched it. I laughed a few times. I will never watch it again. Yeah, Jack Black has become annoying. He used to be so funny. But, you go back and you watch Saving Silverman. He is so fucking funny in that movie. Like, he accidentally gives up the ghost by telling Silverman, well, maybe she got kidnapped. You think she got kidnapped? No, why would that happen in a world? Great improvised. Why would that happen in a world? He was funny in that, man. That's a fun movie. But for me, that movie is made by Steve Zahn. Yes. Steve Zahn makes that movie great. And I will always be, and I hope I never hear about his personal politics. I fucking love that dude, man. I love that dude. He's so fucking funny. And he's a good dramatic actor, too. I mean, we covered it here on a Monday. We did Rescue Dawn. And his character in it is so tragic. And I cried when he dies. The real guy, he played the real dude that got macheted to death. Just fucking awful. Good movie, though. Well, yeah, it's like there's a certain point where he's not young anymore, so that comedy doesn't quite work for him anymore. He needed to develop an actual sense of humor. And he doesn't have one. He knows how to do shtick. Jack Black has a fucking thing that he does. And it doesn't work now that he's like my age, man. It's like, it doesn't fucking work.
Dude,
That's for the young.
He's in a movie with Timothy Olyphant and Mila Jovovich called A Perfect Getaway. Oh, I like that movie. There are two couples that are vacationing in Hawaii.
Oh, where the one, yes, Steve's on, yeah. And you think it's this one couple, but it's the other couple. the likable couple that's the killers. Yeah, fucking movie. I like that movie too. Yeah. Yeah, it's a good film because it just flips the characters. And you just think, oh my God, these guys are the killers. They're the killers. Oh my God. Wait, no, they're the killers? Oh my God, they're the killers.
The moral
Steve
is
Zahn.
always trust the asshole. Do not trust nice people.
Yeah, don't trust nice people. Yeah, he's stuck in. He's been doing Tenacious D shit too long, and it gets old.
His last performance that I like was Nacho Libre. I really like that.
Well, once again, Kevin Smith was the mouthpiece. He was not the guy that made any decisions. It's the guy from Netflix that did. He was the showrunner. Kevin Smith was the face they put out in front, and he became a huckster for Hollywood. He sold out when he started his second series for AMC, when he started hanging out with J.J. Abrams' best friend, doing that show with him. And that's when you saw a shift in how he did things. And I did not like it. I saw the shift like early on, and I went, oh, we've lost him. He's not one of us anymore.
Well, working with JJ's friend is, I think he saw like an opportunity to get into JJ's circle, and that would give him his dream. That would make his dream come true of being part of mainstream Hollywood.
Yeah. So I'm going to look it up real quick. What was that show called? And I hated Walrus. People go, oh, Walrus. I'm like, fuck off. It is not good. Geeking Out was the show he did. Him and Greg Grunberg, who is J.J. Abrams' childhood best friend, which is why he's in everything that J.J. makes. He has an appearance in everything. That is when you saw a shift in the paradigm with his screenwriting and with his he bought into Hollywood. He was no longer an independent. He became a sold out, bought in person. And that's when he started doing I saw the clip of I got to go see this dude and made me cry. That's when it started. People don't believe me. You can go back there and you can watch when it happened, and it just went. It's when he connected in with JJ.
Wait, I found a link for opting out of the thing with Facebook.
You said a bunch of words, and I don't know what one of them was.
He found a link for opting out of the Facebook thing. Jesus Christ. You need to get your ears checked. I had no problem understanding that.
That's because you're foreign and you're already used to accents.
Yeah, because we speak more than one language over here.
Whoops! We lost Gerry.
Too bad he has the key to the back door.
I wouldn't know about that.
No, the person with the key to the back door for this channel is Martin. Martin's got that key. So let's get out of here. All right.
He said for the 50th time?
No, this is the first time I've said it.
No. You
said it before we even hit 2 hours. You said, no. You said it before 2 hours at about hour 50 something. You said
59.
I'm ready to go already. And we've continued talking, had a great discussion. And then just now, for the first time, I said it's time to go.
Not the first time.
Yes, it is. It was
whatever.
Martin even said, yeah, it's the first time. Martin said it too. He said, yeah, it was the first time. So for that, you're going to get this one.
And now a word from our sponsor, Gerry's Wholesale Sausage Emporium. Are retail hot dog prices making you crazy? Come on down to Gerry's for all your discount dog needs. Was this
Skibbity, 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 spin. Stop. Hammer time.
All right. So anyway, guys, we'll be back on Wednesday. I don't know what movie we're doing. I'm so focused
Colossus.
Look,
Colossus, the Forbidden Project.
Oh, great fucking movie. Mrs. C is in that. Did you catch that?
No.
Who?
From Happy Days. She's one of the main people in the lab. She's a little turned up nose. That's a young version of Marion Ross.
And we have James Hong too.
Yeah, I pointed that out. I said, "Do you recognize that Asian man?" And I was like, "I have no clue who that is." I said,
was
"I
Lo
only
Pan.
do eyes. I only do eyes. You are not here to get a check button." Anyway, yeah, that's he's in it. There's a bunch of other smaller actors, but it was cool seeing Marion Ross, Mrs. C, and fucking James Hong in that movie. It's a good film. It's a dark film. And it shocked Anima when we got to the ending. She goes, "Wait, that's the end of the movie? Where's the happy ending?" I went, "No happy ending.
Yeah.
No happy
It's
ending.
an open end, and I hate those.
The fucking ending. No, the ending is they're fucked. That's the ending. They created something that they can't stop. The Han Solo story and the rise of you know who were no saving graces. I think, yeah, they were terrible films. The only good Star Wars film that came out during the Kennedy period was Rogue One. I liked it.
And
I think it's a good story. It's
and
good.
She hated it. And she hated Rogue One.
Oh, Kennedy? Good.
Yes.
Because I loved it. I thought it was a really good film. I love my favorite character in the film were the two characters, the Korean and the Chinese character. The blind, not
Chirrut,
a Jedi,
Ingwe,
but kind of a Jedi.
Yeah. Chirrut
He was a
and
force
Base.
They were the best characters in that whole fucking movie. They were worth the price of admission. I fucking loved it. So it's a good film. I'm sorry. The only thing that sucked is Grand Moff Tarkin and Leia, because they looked retarded. It just looked so weird, you know. And they could go back and they could fix it. They could fix it.
Yep.
Nobody wants to. They keep. Oh, anyway.
Well, Kathleen hates it, so as long as she's there, nobody's going to invest a dime on fix that.
I have never seen a human being on Earth that I wished more would get herpes simplex for.
Oh my God.
Can't sit still because it hurts all the time. Anyway, we're gonna get the hell out of here, guys. Everybody have a great Monday. It's a great first day of the week. Hope you enjoyed the discussion on the Gorge today. It was a fun movie. I don't care.
If you have
some people didn't like it. I get why they don't like it, but at the same time, I'm like, come on, man, lighten up. Lighten up. There are some
that movie never claimed to be serious.
There's
or
nothing woke about it.
It's
just fun. It's just fun.
If you
have
have
a love story on top of it,
go watch it.
Yeah. Make sure to do it with a chick because it is the kind of movie that's got enough romance in it that a chick will like. So we're out of here, guys. Everybody have a great Monday.
bye.
Bye.